Hello friends, my name is Taufik and you're watching my channel Graphics 10. So in this video we are going to start a new class of CorelDRAW. So this will be for the absolute beginners, the people who haven't used CorelDRAW at all. So the people who have used CorelDRAW before, they might find these classes a bit boring or slow at the beginning, but I want to make sure that every person who is watching this video and who hasn't used CorelDRAW before, he or she will be able to understand easily. So I'm going to take my time to explain all the things about CorelDRAW. So let us begin. So first of all, remember that CorelDRAW is a vector-based application. So what is a vector-based application? So for example, Photoshop or any other photo editing application is an raster based application, which means raster based applications, they have pixels basically. So the images in raster based applications, they get distorted or they get pixelated. So rasters are made up of pixels, and on the other hand, in CorelDRAW or like Adobe Illustrator, these are vector based applications. So objects created or made in CorelDRAW, they are made from lines and curves, therefore they don't pixelate because they don't have pixels. So that is the main difference between raster graphics and vector graphics. That's why the objects created in CorelDRAW are called as vector graphics. So first of all, let me give you introduction to CorelDRAW. As we can see, the layout or the interface of CorelDRAW is pretty simple. We have the menu bar at the top, then we have right below the menu bar we have the property bar over here, and we have toolbox, and we have the workspace. How to check the names of these particular bars? You can simply right click over here. So as you can see, we have a menu bar, we have standard bar, which is this one, we have property bar, toolbox, and we also have status bar, which gives us information about the tools that we select as we go along. So this is the status bar, and this is the workspace, and this thing over here, the rectangular shape, this is the page, and anything inside this, it is called as the printing area. So if you create some shapes and you put it inside this particular area, that will be printed when you take a printout of this particular page. So this is a page, and anything inside it will be called as the printing area, and outside it is a non-printing area, in simple words. But you can use this entire area to create objects, designs, whatever you are creating, and then once you are done, then you can put it all inside this area so that you can print it, or either you can export it also. So let us begin with basic shapes. So in CorelDRAW we have basic shapes like rectangles, ellipses, and all other basic shapes. So let me take a simple rectangle tool. You have to simply drag and create. So we have outline, as we can see, and we have a fill color which is not present right now. We don't have a fill color. So at the right we can see a color box or the color strip. We can change the number of rows from here. This icon here, you can simply click on this icon, and if you want only single row, you can choose single row, and if you want 2 or 3, you can choose it. It doesn't really matter because you can always select different colors in different ways. So for now I'm using, for my convenience, I'm choosing 3 rows. You can choose either 1, 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. So how to fill colors? There are a couple of ways. When you select any object, you can see couple of options over here. This is the fill color. Because we don't have any fill color, it is saying none, and we have the outline color. This is the outline. We can see outline color, and this is a fill color. Outline color is presently black, and we don't have any fill color. So we can either double click over here, or we can simply left click on any of the color so that it will be filled with this color. So I just left click on the color, so it is now filled in the object. Now what if we want to increase the outline size or the thickness? What if you want to increase the thickness? We can simply go over here, and we can simply increase or decrease the outline width. And now what if I want to change the outline color? Again, we have a couple of options. You can double click over here, or we can simply right click on the color, right click, so that the outline color will be changed. Simply we have to right click. Remember, left click is for the fill color and right click is for the outline color. We can always change the outline color, fill color, and the outline width. We can also change the outline style. Presently it is normal basic line. We can change it to dots, dash, and different types of dots and dash. So these are the few basic options. I will keep it to normal. And again, if you want to change it by using this particular option, you can simply double click on this option, and we have, look, color viewer, and we can change the color as we want, or whatever color we want. We can also choose the color palette option, and we can choose color from here. And we also have fountain fill, which is a gradient, which we will look at it in the future videos. But for now, you can choose colors from here or from here, whatever color you want. And while we are at it, we can see some values over here, CMYK. So these are basically the color modes that we are also going to discuss in the future video. But for now, these are the values: cyan, magenta, yellow, black. K is black, or some people call it as a key color. But remember, these are the color values. We are going to discuss it in the future videos. You can see here. Or if you just place your cursor over here, you can also see the color values of each color. Now what if I want a different shade of any particular color? Let's see, if I want a different shade of this color, you can always choose this option by double clicking on over here, and you can always choose the shade like this. But what if you want to use it from here, from this color box? Then you can simply long press left click. What I mean by long press and hold the left mouse button, so you will see the shades of this particular color. So we can use the lighter shade or the darker shade of this particular color like this, you can see. And again, long press left click like this. And if I similarly, if I want to apply this different shade of the particular color on the outline, simply press and hold, left click, long press, and right click. Same thing, very simple to use. So we have seen left click to apply the color in the field, right click to apply or change the color of the outline. What if we don't want color? We can simply click over here. So this is called as a no color option. So if I don't want the field color, I can simply left click over here. So the field color is removed. I will press undo. Undo is a very common hotkey or the shortcut key used in CorelDRAW. Undo is, it brings one step backwards. So press Ctrl Z. So that means undo. You have gone one step backward. You can press 150. By default, CorelDRAW has 150 steps that you can go 150 times backwards. But we can also change that. So left click is for the fill color, right click is for the outline. Again, if I don't want outline, I can simply click over here, right click. So the outline will be removed. Again, if I press on the any color, the outline will appear again. Again, I can change the width by clicking over here. Same thing. Now, as we can see, we have different properties over here. We are going to see this one by one. For rectangle, it is different. Let's say if I choose ellipse, then we have some different properties for ellipse, but the outline properties are pretty much same or the same. But these are the different properties when we compare it with the rectangle to these are the properties for rectangle and these are the properties for ellipse. So we have different properties for different shapes. So basically these are the properties of this particular objects or selected objects. So these are the dimensions. So this is the position of the object that we have selected. This shows x coordinates and y coordinates of this object. If I click on this object, then the coordinates change, and these are the dimensions in millimeter. Like the millimeter, this is the width and this is the height of this object and this object. We can change it from here also. If I want a specific dimensioned object, then I can choose from over here. And if I want to change the unit or dimensions, I can simply change the unit by clicking on the empty area. I have clicked on the empty area, and we can simply change the units by using this drop down menu. Let's say I don't want the units in millimeters, I want it in inches, so I can simply select inches. So now the dimension will be also in inches. As you can see, double dash means inches, same thing. And we can always change the inches. Again, what if I change by default? Now in my settings, in my application setting, by default I have A4 sized paper. This paper size is A4, but you can simply change it by clicking on the empty area. You can see the A4 size. I can simply change it A3 or whatever dimensions you want. Let's say if I want custom size, I can simply click over here. Let's say if I want it in inches, so I can simply click over here. So let's say if I'm creating a social media post for Instagram, so usually people select a square shape. So let's say 9 inches by 9 inches. So this is 9 inches by 9 inches. Not necessarily you have to keep it to inches. You can also select pixels, like 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels is also a square. But as per your convenience, you can use whatever unit you want. So these are the basic properties. You can change it. This is the good thing about CorelDRAW. You can change the page size anytime you want, and it won't be affected on the objects. As you can see, these are the objects. Even if I change the page size, it won't affect any of the objects present in this particular page. And if you want to see the number of pages, we can see at the bottom. Presently we are only using one page. We can also create pages that we will also see in the future videos. So as you can see, these are the dimensions of the any selected objects, and we have some different properties over here. And we have also seen the how we can change the colors of outline and fill color. Now, very important thing, how to create a new document. But I already had created a new document. Let me show you. This is the basically this is the window, or this is the view that you will get once you start the CorelDRAW application. And I'm using 2020 version of CorelDRAW, as you can see over here. So this is the first view. When you start the application, this is the first view that you get. Now, how to create a new document? You can simply create over here in this particular option, plus mark, and or you can also open new document. Now, same thing, you can also create a document from here. Same thing will happen, or you can either choose this button, or you can simply press Control N option to create a document, or Command N if you are using Mac. So you can simply click over here. Same thing, this is the hotkey and this is the conventional method. So I'm clicking it over here. So you can choose, again you can choose the page size from here, but we can always change the page size. So it doesn't really matter that it doesn't like that we have once created, we cannot change the page size. It is not like that. We can also change or choose the primary color mode. Presently it is CMYK. We are again going to discuss it in length, what is CMYK and RGB color, but for now I am keeping it to CMYK. How many pages do you want? I'm choosing one page, and these are the dimensions. Resolution presently 300, and orientation again we can change it afterwards. So I'm going to press OK. So this is the new document which was there from the beginning, and we can also change. This is the orientation, this is the landscape, and this is the portrait orientation. So we can also change the orientation, we can also change the page size, we can create n number of shapes. So this is basically the interface or layout of CorelDRAW. And if you want to choose a different layout, we can simply go to window, and we can see by using the workspace option we can change the workspace whatever we want. Let's say if I want page layout, then this layout will be changed. Look, this is the layout that we have chosen. And if I want default workspace, they can simply go to default. I chose page layout, I can simply change it to default, so it will be back to default. You can chop and change it anytime you want, so that there is nothing to worry about. So these are the tools that we are going to cover in the upcoming videos, and these are the standard menu options that using these options we can save, open documents. So but we are going to save it in the future videos. So I think this is enough for the first introduction video. This is enough, or otherwise it will be too long of a video. So I hope you are following whatever I am trying to tell you, and hopefully this video is useful for you. So in the next video we will see how to open and save. We will create a basic design, and then we will save it, store it on our computer, and again we'll try to open the other documents as well, and again we are going to import some documents. But for that this is for the next video, and this is that's it for this video. And I hope you like this video. So I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye and cheers.